out here across the country. I finished the show and I hop in it. I got me a milli, I did it legitly. I'm still with the shit, I'm a hot.
Women.
Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. This is a pretty extreme accusation. Mr. Beast is supposedly holding this, like, Lord of the Flies-esque game show where you can just basically kill people in order to get an advantage. People are having seizures during the games and they're not being assisted. The women are being so they're needing stitches. I mean, this is pretty crazy. I mean, to break another person's bones with your bare hands, unless you're a trained fighter, that's not exactly an easy thing for a person to do. It's really hard for me to believe that multiple people are having their bones broken by the other contestants and nothing is happening about it. I mean, that's kind of insane, right? Look, if this turns out to all be true, then Mr. Beast belongs under the prison, but this is really out there.
We were given maybe 400 calories in meal and only fed every 12 hours. Food would run low and people would pay over the scale and for food. Water was scarce and pepperoni was well. I had to sit with a bloody pad for 2 days before I could get home and lose food. So I was allergic to regular foods. We were also sleep deprived, only allowed 3 to 4 hours. We all slept on the floor in the stadium in a $10 sleeping bag. I get that people saying it's a game show and it's not meant to be easy. I'm saying it should be easy, but it was presented like Squid Games, where competitions were not biased and didn't exclusively cater to young athletic men. People who went signed up for Squid Games, not for American Ninja Warrior and Survivor. Why else would they cast elderly people on the show?
Guys, I can't really put my finger on it, but something about the way this is written, it's just triggering alarm bells in my head. Something's off. First of all, we keep referencing Squid Games as like this baseline of what's expected. Yeah, you know people died in that show, right? Also, like half the challenges were about strength. And then to double back here and be like, I get that people say it shouldn't be easy. I don't think it should be easy. That's a really weird thing to include with what you're saying. I mean, you're saying people are being denied like basic hygiene and the ability to survive. I don't really think the issue there is that the challenges are not set on an even playing field. I mean, look, if this turns out to all be true, I will stick my foot in my mouth and I will keep it there. But I'm having a real hard time believing that this is the unadulterated truth. There might be aspects of truth to what this person is saying, but we are painting like a gladiatorial scene here where people are at a very real risk of dying for this game show, and we're expected to believe that Mr. Beast and the entire production crew have no problem with that. I've read some other articles that have statements from people in the Beast games, and their statements are a lot less extreme. They're still bad, they're still awful, don't get me wrong. People getting dehydrated, nothing being planned correctly, running out of food, poor hygienic conditions, those things I can believe. But when you say stuff like people have resulted in stealing food and water from each other, and contestants are being attacked so brutally that they're breaking bones or getting knocked out, I can't believe that. And that could be me being naive, I fully admit to that, but some of this is pretty crazy. So this video continues. news, and the statement says some other things like the Mr. Beast crew was offering to pay for therapy sessions for the contestants. People were getting COVID, people were getting pink eye. Nurses in the Las Vegas hospitals are apparently confirming these stories, which I couldn't find anything on. And then Rosanna does something that really, really confuses me. She says, I have more information from this person, and I have more messages from other people. I'll keep you updated. I don't understand why this is not just being blown wide open. Why are you, like, drip feeding us these allegations? This is pretty serious shit if this is real. Why are you withholding information? People are confiding in you, and they are sending you this information because of your platform and your stance on Mr. Beast. Why are you not using the platform to amplify those messages? Why are you not making them heard? I'm not trying to dogpile on this woman, but, like, it doesn't do us any good to know that you've received other messages and you have more information if you're not going to share it. I'm not saying it's this woman's responsibility to fix this or make this known. She doesn't have to get involved in anything just because people are DMing her. But if you choose to make a video like this and you choose to use those messages people are sending you, leaving most of them out doesn't really make sense to me.
Alright, so I have been receiving more updates about the injuries on the South Beast games, confirmed by multiple people that I'm going to be telling you about today. I'd like to read you two statements from Beast game contestants who witnessed the same, and in my opinion, a horrifying event. I've actually received a statement from the situation. This video will be reading. Here's the statement. The level of food and medical attention was embarrassing and sad. Women and elders injured. I witnessed 2 seizures, a sprained ankle. Staff and medical division helped her leaving her homes. Teammates were helping console and aim to get this to assist. PAs ignored this. Witnessed a rope literally choking her on the team. Multiple people being trampled on their heads and chests.
Okay, so again, already but this already seems so out of the realm of possibility. NDAs and liability waivers do not protect crimes. They do not protect gross negligence. If you are so severely assaulted by another person that you get your bones broken, if a game show production team is allowing people to have seizures and break their bones, sprain ankles, if somebody is getting choked out by a rope, people are being trampled, people are nearly dying, those NDAs, those liability waivers are not gonna fucking hold up in courts. Why has nobody gone through these? Like, you can't sign away your right to report an attempted murder on you. And if somebody beats you with your bones break, that's attempted murder. This is all gross negligence. None of the things that people sign, if these allegations are true, are gonna hold up. So why is nobody reporting this? Why are they sending this to influencers instead of the authorities? I don't understand. The rest of this statement is pretty much the exact same as the other one, saying things with no preparation made for anyone to leave. There was no food, there was no water, there was no hygiene items. Apparently, multiple people ended up getting choked out by that here. They were playing some sort of tug-of-war game. I don't know how that ends up with people getting choked. But there's just a lot of the same stuff that was said in the previous statement, and honestly, it seems to be written in a pretty similar fashion. There's a lot of references to strong young men, and there seems to be a very, very big focus on that aspect of this. I'm not trying to make any assumptions about these statements, but again, I think it's important to remember that anybody can write this stuff out. This is not like that video of the former employee who called out a lot of things that you could see happening in real time. We were watching those things happen, and we were given multiple examples of what they were talking about. I'm not saying you need that for something to be real, but I'm a skeptic person, and all of this seems off. I'm not trying to defend anybody. I'm not trying to take sides. There's really nothing to take a stance on, because all we have is one party saying this happened, and the other party saying, no, it didn't. I don't think that these Beast games are going perfectly smooth, and a bunch of people decided, you know what, we should just start making shit up. I think that there's probably a lot of truth in these statements, but some of it, not an official statement, without me seeing it, is going to be really hard to believe. And we're looking at one more video. This is from Scott Leopold, who is supposedly a contestant in the Beast game right now. What he addresses is really nothing like the last 2 statements we've seen. What he talks about is these games being rigged and how the winner of the games is going to be chosen. Given what we just talked about the other day with the Dog Packs video, I think this is an important thing to take a look at.
name is Scott Leopold, and I was a contestant on the Mr. Beast games this year. The winning there, and we were. Someone came out and they spoke to us, the group, and I don't think it was the full group of people, but it was a large chunk of people. Okay, so we were put into a group, and this person came out, and basically they said that the producer will be picking the person that wins the $5 million. And they said that, you know, basically the producers are putting up the money, they're putting up the risk, so they're going to pick who it is, and they're going to pick. So that's not verbatim of what was said, but that is my recollection. And I looked around, the people around me, and I said, did you hear what I just heard? And I got several confirmations. So I'm looking for other people that were participants to see if they also heard that. But I did hear that, or a variation of that. And, once I heard that, then I really felt like I was being taken advantage of. Like, I felt like they brought me there, they didn't tell me that up front, because I probably wouldn't have done it if there wasn't going to be a chance for me to win $5 million.
So it's a pretty long video, but that's the gist of the statement. This man signed up for the game, he was chosen for the game, and I don't really know the selection process. He says something about his agent reaching out to him since he's an actor, and he said that he knew a lot of the other people that were there were actors. They weren't just randomly selected people, which is something that also aligns with the dog pack video. And, well, you heard him. Apparently, there is no real game show in the sense that it's a contest. The producers are supposedly just going to be picking the person who wins the $5 million, presumably whoever they think will have the best story or be the most entertaining, and everyone else is just shit out of luck. Now, this is a pretty interesting video to me for a few reasons. One, this guy is not like a known influencer. I think this video has like 300 views as I'm recording this. Somebody sent it to me on Instagram, and it doesn't really seem like he's trying to make a super accusatory statement. What I got from this video is he's basically looking for other people who heard this to sort of confirm that he got this right. Now again, that means nothing. For all we know, this guy could have seen Dog Pack's video and thought, you know what? I have a pretty good way to spin this about the Beast games that might get me some views. Or it could be a genuine statement. Same thing goes for everything that Rosanna Pansino said. Right now, I just don't think there's enough evidence for anybody to really take a side on this yet. We've seen this quite a few times where a person's public perception rapidly changes, and people use that to their advantage to spread shit or stretch the truth. And since so many people dislike that person at the moment or they're unhappy with them, they just blindly go with it. Look, I don't like Mr. Beast at all. After watching that Dog Pack video and seeing a lot of the stuff that the guy's done, I would not necessarily be surprised if a lot of this stuff came out to be true, but to just run with the idea that Mr. Beast is out there really recreating the Squid Games with no evidence other than hearsay, that's a little dangerous. Well, guys, what do you think? Am I being too skeptical? Has Mr. Beast finally entered into his supervillain arc? I feel like
Yeah, I'm getting those moving. Can't see it.
It somehow got worse. Over the span of like a week, Mr. Beast and his team have gone from being the most successful people to ever touch this platform to some of the most controversial influencers on the internet. Now, if you've somehow managed to go the last 2 weeks without hearing anything about what we're going to be talking about today, then you, my friend, have quite a lot to catch up on. So much so that I'm probably not going to even try and do a recap of this video, because what we're going to be talking about today is going to take a really long time on its own, and I'm trying to keep this video as short as possible. However, just for context, I will tell you what kind of brought about what we're talking about today. Over the last few weeks, Ava Chris Tyson, a long-running member of the Mr. Beast team, has been exposed for being into some, really funky shit. If you want more details on that funky shit, I will leave a link to a video on that in the corner. But with a long-running member of the Mr. Beast team and Mr. Beast's best friend being exposed for this, people started to do some digging on Mr. Beast and the rest of the team, and a lot of bad shit has been found. clips and screenshots have resurfaced of Mr. Beast saying some really weird shit, stuff that sort of aligns with what Ava Chris Tyson was doing. It's not a very good look. And because of that, the internet's perception of Mr. Beast has at least momentarily changed. And it's caused some people who used to work for him to speak out. Most notably, a YouTuber named Dogpack404 who released an hour-long documentary, almost, exposing Mr. Beast for a lot of shady practices and some downright illegal shit. Faking videos, running illegal lotteries, mass exploitation of his audience. It's some pretty serious stuff. Since this video has been uploaded and since it's gone viral, I have had countless requests to take a look at it, and I'm gonna be honest, when I first saw it, I was like, okay, this is just somebody trying to cash in on the drama. But after watching this video from start to finish, this needs to get out to as many people as possible. It's a very well-made, no stone unturned approach to doing this, and I think it's important that people see it. However, I will not be showing everything because I highly recommend that you go watch this video on your own. Seriously, I would recommend you watch this video over watching mine. This is just going to be my take on certain situations this guy talks about and try and help expand upon some of the things he said. If you want all the information, go give this video a watch. Shit gets pretty crazy. But with that being said, let's not waste any more time. Let's begin.
I want to provide some context for this video. I'm a former Mr. Beast employee, and today I am alleging that the company rigged videos and did illegal lotteries and sold fake signatures. I would consider that fraud. Okay, thank you. Enjoy the video. Now, Mr. Beast intentionally manipulates these children's vulnerable minds for profit using 3 simple steps, which closely align with the 3 major types of behavioral learning. Step 1 is getting the viewer to associate the brand with trust and authority. Mr. Beast videos are real, and he's a great guy that gives away big rewards to his local followers.
Okay, so this is a big issue with a lot of YouTubers, especially YouTubers that target children. I've talked about this before with Darman, and this guy actually uses a Darman clip later in the video. Don't know if we'll get to that. But a lot of people have not taken me seriously when I've said similar things about Darman. He's doing the exact same thing. He's trying to paint himself as this all-knowing, super good guy authority figure, when in reality, it's all for the brand. It's all for profits. This is a pretty big problem across all of children's YouTube.
I will show you irrefutable evidence in a minute that videos are in fact fake. Step 2 is showing the viewers that when people interact with Mr. Beast in a way that benefits Mr. Beast, when they do what he tells them to do, they win big rewards.
Is he subscribed? You're $1,000. It's like, oh, thanks for watching my videos. Hit that subscribe button because you might bump into me in real life and it might make you a lot of money.
When people are devout followers of Mr. Beast, they get rewarded. And step 3 is finally calling on the viewer to act in some way that benefits the brand, promising big rewards in return. Now it's your turn to do what Mr. Beast tells you, and you will win big rewards. But you actually won't unless you're famous or friends or family of a Mr. Beast employee. So young, impressionable viewers are made to believe that Mr. Beast is a trusted authority who can give them big rewards. These young viewers are explicitly shown that dedicated followers or random subscribers like themselves are winning big rewards when they do what Mr. Beast tells. These young viewers are explicitly told repeatedly that if they subscribe, if they buy products or act in some way that benefits the brand, they will win big rewards. Trust Mr. Beast, watch him help others, contribute to his cause, and one day he'll help you too. That's the formula.
Okay, so this is something that a lot of big YouTubers have been taking advantage of for a pretty long time, and it's something that I don't understand why YouTube hasn't cracked down on. The call to action is a staple of YouTube. It sounds crazy, I know, but videos where you ask a person to subscribe versus videos where you don't, the amount of subscribers is increased by like 100 times. As a YouTuber, you are shooting yourself in the foot if you don't at least subtly ask for likes or ask for subscriptions. However, the way that Mr. Beast does it, and the way that a lot of YouTubers do it, is kind of manipulative. If you have a sibling or a cousin who's like 8 to 12 years old and you have to interact with them frequently, it is hard to explain to a person who does not have to do that how fucking stupid kids are these days. Like, look, I'm sure I was a pretty stupid kid, but you guys don't understand. When Mr. Beast says stuff like subscribe for a Lamborghini or subscribe for $1 million, anything like that, kids are like, oh my god, I'm about to become rich. And this is kind of what this guy is talking about. These kids that watch Mr. Beast, they just know no better, and Mr. Beast takes advantage of that, and in a lot worse ways than just asking for subscriptions.
Mr. Beast makes his videos in ways that are worse than you realize. I say that because he's been exposed for faking videos before, and the common response is, why does it matter if the videos are fake? They're just meant to be entertainment. Have you ever faked a video?
Yeah.
But this train track is CGI, these bus wheels are CGI, this explosion is fake, Shredder is CGI, this car is digitally lifted, this pit is fake, this guy is fake, this raccoon is a paid actor, there's the city is not land, the buildings are CGI, the natural land. Literally gonna do work at the airport for $20. That's not a lurker, it's just a guy. This whole room is fake, the contestant and a secret employee supposed to be, this fake work, this line is scripted, this action is scripted, pretty much all the videos with Mac are scripted.
Okay, so I will be the first one to admit, when the whole Rosanna Pansino thing came out, I think that's her name, I was of the opinion of, oh my god, who the fuck thought that Mr. Beast videos were real? Obviously they're fake, they're YouTube videos, they're for entertainment, and to be honest, I still hold that opinion. To this day, I cannot imagine anybody older than 12 thinking a Mr. Beast video is real, at least in the sense that everything you're seeing on camera happened in the way that it's presented. So this CGI, all of this stuff, it doesn't really bother me. However, something that I fail to consider when talking about that Rosanna Pansino situation, and something that this video opened my eyes up to, it's not really about whether or not these videos are fake. It's about what Mr. Beast is able to do when his audience thinks that everything he does is real. Now, him faking videos is still an issue, and it's something this guy's going to talk about later, but I think the perception that faking these videos generates is the core issue. Mr. Beast being able to become this figure where he can literally say anything and his audience is going to buy into it, and that allows him to make a fuck ton of money.
Okay, so Mr. Beast fabricates some contestant dialogue and timers and movements and storylines and uses a bunch of shitty CGI, but who really cares? I mean, the videos are just for entertainment. Right? I mean, it's not like he's ever rigged the results of a challenge. That would be impossible because he films with hundreds of random subscribers, right? Wrong. Let's look at this video. Not only were the results of this video completely scripted, but the contestants are not random subscribers.
So many people had jobs.
Oh, that contestant had to get out for her job? I guess you forgot she's your hiring manager. I actually recognize a lot of people are not random subscribers.
So many people had jobs.
Oh, that contestant had to get out for her job? I guess you forgot she's your hiring manager. I actually recognize a lot of people in this video, including Jimmy's own girlfriend. So yeah, the random subscribers you see in challenges are actually never random. They're almost always local to Mr. Beast, and oftentimes friends and family of Mr. Beast employees, or just the employees themselves. And when they do pull someone from outside of North Carolina, it's usually somebody who's in the industry, who's camera trained, who has built a following.
Hey, anyone I'm friends with watching that wants 10 grand?
They are never random subscribers. If you subscribe, you will not win $1 million.
Now, this is another aspect of the whole faking video situation that I sort of overlooked in the beginning, because again, I was under the impression that the issue people had were the videos being fake. Like, that was the thing people were upset about. But again, when you're able to extract so much from your audience because they believe that if they do this, or if they jump through this hoop, or if they buy that maybe they'll get to be in a Mr. Beast video, when in reality they never had a chance to begin with, that's fucked up.
So now that I've explained some of the ways that Mr. Beast lies to build trust with his audience, I want to go on to explain how he exploits that trust for profit through running illegal lotteries, selling fake signatures, giving children diabetes, and more. A call to action is simply when you tell the viewer to do something, saying subscribe is a call to action. Early in his career, Mr. Beast found a better version of this where he takes a call to action and he adds positive or negative reinforcement to it. Now, as adults, we can recognize that subscribe for a cookie is a joke. It's not a real offer, but again, Mr. Beast's audience is primarily children. who may have authorities in their life that actually use sweet treats or video game detentions as forms of reinforcement, and you aren't born understanding sarcasm, whatever the reason, these reinforced call to actions are more effective than just saying subscribe. Oh, but there's an even much better version. The call to action giveaway.
Okay, so this is what I would consider my main takeaway from this video, and it's what I'm going to be focusing on the most. Like I said, I've never really cared that Mr. Beast videos are fake. I figured everybody knew that. But it's one thing to fake videos and profit off of those videos because they are entertaining. It's a completely different thing to fake videos and build up a trust with your child audience, and then exploit that trust to manipulate those children and make yourself millions upon millions of dollars through pretty shady methods.
So yeah, that's what a call to action giveaway is. Yes, they are a way to buy subscribers, but most of the time they are legitimate scams. Either a YouTuber doesn't actually give away a prize, or in the case of these live streams, they are illegal lotteries where you can try to win a prize by making a purchase. And obviously, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm going to show you the law and show you your laws and what's being done and the FTC defines a lottery as containing 3 elements: a valuable prize, random chance, and consideration, which can be time or effort, but in most cases is just payment. To successfully run a contest or a sweepstakes, you must eliminate one of these factors. A contest, for example, eliminates chance, and a sweepstakes eliminates consideration. In determining if any Mr. Beast giveaways affect illegal lotteries, we need to identify a prize, which is distributed through random chance and cannot be won without spending money. On August 2nd, 2020, Mr. Beast live-streamed him and his friends signing limited edition shirts celebrating 40 million subscribers. And here are just some of the clips from that stream.
For those of you who are just joining, if you buy one of our limited edition 40 mil special shirts, we're celebrating 40 million subscribers with a really big video, then we will sign that shirt, and some of them will get random prizes like this. In 10 minutes, right, because we gotta give them time to do their part, we'll give 2 orders $500 each. 5 minutes, someone gets $3,000 from someone. In 5 minutes, we're gonna do the same thing again. We're gonna put $1,000 in a random order. 2 minutes, newest order gets $2,000. Good luck, everybody.
So this was a 6-hour live stream. They took it down on YouTube, but 5 hours of it are still up on the Facebook page. And during those 5 hours, I counted 46 illegal lotteries. These lotteries are also run poorly. Multiple times they would say something like, buy in the next 5 minutes for a chance to win. And then 7 minutes later go, actually, the newest order in 30 seconds is good enough.
In 5 minutes, we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to put $1,000 in a random order. Hey, Daryl, don't we owe someone $1,000? Yeah. So, all right. So the newest order in 30 seconds, we are going to put $1,000 in your package.
Another shady thing he did was constantly suggest that there were too many giveaways to make a profit.
My guy over there, like, you realize every time you can win Xbox than $1,000, you don't make money. I'm like, oh.
And there was just no way they were ever even close to losing money on the stream.
You don't know who this is, but you just got to. Oh my gosh, we're not making money. Almost everything that makes money.
In 5 hours, they gave away about $50,000 worth of stuff. Sold over 50,000 t-shirts. Selling these t-shirts at $42 each, profit margin would be about $22. But even if they were making like $1 per shirt, they would still be fine. Also, by my estimates, only 1 in every 1,600 orders actually won a prize. And I guarantee he has real-time analytics on his laptop. He knows they make more money every time he says, oh my god, people want so much stuff, they're not even going to make a profit.
Okay, so that was a pretty long clip, but I wanted to let it play out because honestly, and I'm saying this at the risk of kind of sounding stupid, this is one of those things that I just assumed Mr. Beast was not doing. I have never in my entire life sat down and watched a Mr. Beast video from start to finish, other than the few I've talked about. I've never watched a live stream. I really have no idea about the man's social media presence and how he conducts things in these videos. I honestly just kind of assumed, since I never heard anything bad about him when it comes to these giveaways and stuff, that he was just doing what he said he did. However, it appears I was completely wrong. Just watching this clip, watching what was going on in these live streams, I can't believe nobody ever called him out for it. Or, I mean, I guess I can, because the only people watching these live streams were children. And that's why Mr. Beast and the whole team felt so confident doing this. I mean, you can't take advantage advantage of most adults like this. Not saying none, because I'm sure some people would fall for it, but this is just so black and white as an adult watching this. Any adult who watches this knows that millions of children would fall for it, and it really begs the question of what kind of person is willing to do this. Like, seriously, listening to him do the whole, oh no, we're not making any money, how are we doing this, we're giving away so much, it's just like, really, dude? Like, that is the kind of shit that will not work on anybody who has a developed frontal lobe. I mean, there's just really no way around this, and it's kind of uncomfortable. He knew exactly what he was doing. He was taking full advantage of every kid watching his videos, and watching these live streams makes that extreme evidence. Now, of course, he has to make money when he's doing his business. Whether he fakes the videos or not, they still cost a lot of money to produce, that's without a doubt. But that doesn't excuse using these shady methods to exploit children that seem to a lot of the times cross over the shady threshold and become just fully illegal. And the clip from the live stream we just saw is not even close to the only example of this happening. Like I said, I can't show everything about this video highlight, with a few notable examples. At one point, Mr. Beast did a video where for $10 put a picture on a rocket, and he said he would send it to the moon. Well, the rocket exploded. It did not make it to the moon, and Mr. Beast offered no sort of refund whatsoever to any of the thousands or potentially millions of people who paid $10 to have a picture put on the moon. There was a video titled "Buy This Shirt to Be in a Video," where the rules of how to get into a video from buying a shirt were constantly changing. They did an unboxing stream where after Jimmy received $100 in a letter from a fan, they said they're going to give away packages to whoever buys merch, which really seems like he's trying to make the kids think they're going to win some money if they buy merch. Just a lot of really scummy shit.
I got this triumph and right on one of things. I'm going to be completely honest, totally not biased, because if it sells more, I make more money. I'm going to be honest. And I hope Jimmy is sitting next to me and not get another nerd. Compare it to Hershey or Crunch Bar. This is the one you did. Yes. Not right, you did. No? You don't like Crunch Bar? You do like Crunch Bar, please. I can't. Wait, let me try this. Maybe these are defective. Oh my god, this is good. Wait, this is me right now. I rated the first. Some people are completely off book. I'm completely off book. We're in too deep. I rate this a 10 out of 10. I give this an 11 out of 10. Keep in mind, only 5 ingredients. Infinitely healthier for you than awesome, I think. Okay. Here's the thing. I didn't realize you were a dark chocolate. I'm a super dark chocolate. I give this 7.8 out of 10. Okay, I'm starting to understand this, man. Okay. I'm starting to figure this man out. You're gonna like this one, right? You like soap. Everyone knows this is soap, man. I'm gonna get rid of these. Interesting. You're
So I wanted to include this interview because watching it was pretty eye-opening for me. It's crazy how much Jimmy tries to fight against Keith's honest review. Oh, you don't like Crunch Bars? Too sweet, this might be defective. Oh my goodness, this is delicious. Oh, so you like dark chocolate more. Oh, you're gonna love this one. You like salt, right? This one's amazing, trust me. I mean, it's like, damn, he would not let him have an opinion without saying something that made it seem like it was invalid. He was legitimately just creating a reality. If he didn't like it, he would not let it be the chocolate bar's fault.
This is far worse than a lot of things. Indictments. That's rich things. It's just disappointing to see somebody pretend to care about the health epidemic. He wants to hold people responsible for them. What's the point is a lot of people live how normalized high-calorie are in America. So like, I know children excessive amounts of sugar, like $10,000 a day as a giveaway is very deliberate. Just trying to create customer that buy the habits. Like, this is actually when you really understand how much of a health risk it is for these kids.
There's obviously so much obesity and disease comes from the stuff we eat.
It's honestly just evil to me. And I pushed back against this a lot while I worked at the company. Halloween this year, Feastables is planning on putting $1 million in a chocolate bar, and they wanted to do a bunch of like scummy marketing and shit. My manager literally said at one point that they wanted to associate buying a Feastables with your dream coming true. They're pitching ideas like, you know, buy a Feastables, win 10K, buy a Feastables, out of a vending machine money, buy a vehicle, have a ticket to Disney World, whatever, right?
Okay, so this is obviously something that should be addressed, and it's something that Mr. Beast should probably not do. However, I feel like this will quickly turn into a situation of, oh, we don't like this person on the internet right now? Okay, let's chastise them for everything they've ever done, while ignoring all of the other people who have done the same things. And look, I'm not saying that this guy
To be a monthly thing, but it got a lot of controversy, obviously. How can I successfully clean up the shelves? Wow, graduates! No bars on the shelf? No kind of employee. You ask them to check to see if there is product in the back room and ask them to bring the shelf, put it on the shelf, and reach the tags.
Okay, so I remember when this was hitting Twitter and people were getting upset about it, and I remember not really looking too much into it because, once again, I'll be honest, I kind of blew this off as something people were just getting upset at Mr. Beast over, and it probably wasn't that big of a deal, but no, this is actually fucking insane. Mr. Beast was genuinely telling his honest Walmart employees to get stock back on the shelves. Are you serious? That is the most hilariously insane thing I think I've ever heard. That is some super villain shit. This guy has hundreds of millions of subscribers. You've got to imagine at least if 100,000 kids went out and did this. Can you imagine the hell that these Walmart employees had to go through just minding their own business, and then one day out of nowhere, armies upon armies of Fortnite gamers asking where the fuck are the principals? That's wild. But I think that is a good place to come. today. He talks a lot more about the lotteries, the morality of these videos, how he rigs them, how he sets people up for failure. Seriously, he goes into so much detail in this video that if you really want to understand this whole situation, you're doing yourself a disservice not watching it. This video is not meant to be a summary of this guy's work. It's more just a collection of a few of the things I wanted to highlight and a few of the things I found most shocking or important. If you want to know everything, I can't recommend this video enough. Well, guys, what do you think? Were you aware of how bad things were over on the Mr. Beast channel? Because like I said,
So I reluctantly agreed to go with him. I knew he was going to give me crap if I refused. I can't even lie though. The idea of a party, even with strangers, sounded more appealing than being alone. Philip was a few towns over from me, so it made more... People were really friendly to me despite not knowing who I was. There were even a few girls that had eyes on me. I decided to enjoy the party and the booze. Hard. It was getting late, but the party was still raging. Admittedly, I might have overdone it with the drinking. At one point, I was so nauseous and dizzy that I needed a break. It must have been close to 2 a.m. at that point. I went upstairs to look for a bathroom. They were all occupied. The house was deceptively big. Granted, it was probably the alcohol, but I was literally getting lost, stumbling through the maze of hallways up there. After making it to the top floor, I found a door leading to what seemed like an attic or storage room. Desperate for privacy, I figured it was as good a place as any to pull myself together. I groped around blindly for the light switch. There was none. This was definitely an attic or something, as there was also dust everywhere. There was a window in the far corner, which I opened, allowing the cool night breeze to wash over me. There was a solid minute there where I was seriously considering throwing up onto the roof. The breeze somewhat cured my nausea, though, so I just kept my head hung out of the window. It was dark outside, and the quiet was a refreshing contrast to the boisterous chaos downstairs. Sometimes all you need to restore your state of mind is a gentle breeze and some peace and quiet. Just as I was about to close the window and head back, I heard a faint noise. Footsteps on the roof shingles. That didn't make any sense, though. Was I going crazy? Curious, I climbed out onto the roof. In all honesty, there was probably a 0% chance I would have done that if I had been sober. I slowly stood up and looked around. In the moonlight, I saw something terrifying. There were two masked figures with bags emerging from another window. It dawned on me. Randy's house was being robbed. I started panicking. Should I shout and confront them? Then a more pressing question hit me. If they were armed. In my clumsy state of disbelief, I slipped and scuffed one of the shingles pretty loudly. One of the burglars heard it and jolted his head in my direction. Our eyes briefly met, and I froze. He nudged his partner, and the two of them quickly started making their way across the roof. Adrenaline surged through me. I couldn't let them get away. Randy had been so welcoming. I felt a surge of loyalty. I decided to act. I quietly followed the burglars across the roof, keeping a safe distance. They headed towards a sloping part of the roof for an easier escape. As they climbed down, I pulled out my phone to dial 911, but fumbled in my drunken state, dropping it. The phone clattered loudly. The burglars turned sharply. It was there, and then hissed. I ducked and scanned my surroundings, spotting a loose roof shingle. Without thinking, I grabbed it and hurled it towards them. It missed, but the noise startled them, causing one to lose his footing. He tumbled down the roof, crashing into the gutter before falling to the ground. The other burglar, now panicked, leaped to a neighboring tree and scrambled down. Rushed to the edge of the roof and saw the fallen burglar, groaning on the ground. I needed to alert everyone. As I turned to head back, I heard sirens. Someone else must have called the cops. I stumbled back into the attic and made my way downstairs, trying to appear calm. The party was still in full swing, oblivious to the drama outside. I found Randy laughing and chatting with guests. "Randy, you need to call the police. There's been a robbery. I saw the burglars on the roof," I said. Randy's face turned from amusement to shock. "You serious?" he said. As he hurried to make the call, I explained what happened. The party shifted from celebration to concern. Apparently, one of Randy's neighbors had coincidentally already called the police to file a noise complaint, which was an incredibly ironic turn of good fortune. When they arrived, I recounted my story, leading them to the injured burglar. The man was arrested, but his partner had fled. The party ended abruptly. People started scattering, and the lights got flipped on. I tried my best to act sober, but even after all that happened, I was still stumbling a bit. Randy thanks me profusely, still in disbelief. As for me, I was just glad I could. at night like many light posts. There's the occasional little park, cute little strips of stores, family-owned restaurants and shops. Then just stretches of nothingness. By nothingness, I mean forest, obviously. I was passing the aforementioned parking lots, yellow. Under a light post was a woman standing out in the rain with her arm out. She was waving me down. I slowed as I realized it was a slightly older woman. Appeared to be in her mid-50s, maybe. This woman was really tall, like 5'11" or 6 foot, and very skinny. I lowered my window and yelled, "Do you need a ride?" She came over to the front door. Chanting, I asked where she's headed. She said just up the road to town. She was soaking wet, getting my car all wet. I like to think of myself as a good person, good with good conscience, even other women don't break. However, kicking up a random man, on the other hand, would be a different story. The woman seemed sweet, and I noticed as I looked at her while talking to her, she was missing a few teeth. Very, very off-putting. I had to now wonder if she were homeless. She didn't smell or look like it was a slightly older woman who appeared to be in her mid-50s, maybe. This woman was really tall, like 5'11", amount of energy still. So I knew I was going to have to pop it. Driving home from my shift, late night diner at workout. It was a quiet shift at work. I had a weird amount of energy still, so I knew I was going to have to pop a melatonin when I got home. I was driving my usual route, a scenic road during the day, majorly dark at night after my light business. There's the occasional little parking, cute little strips of stores, family-owned restaurants and shops. And then just stretches of nothingness. By nothingness, I mean forest, obviously. Passing the aforementioned parking lots of Delhi. Under a light post was a woman standing out in the rain with her arm held out. She was waving me down. I slowed as I realized it was a slightly older woman who appeared to be in her mid-50s, amount of energy still. So I knew I was going to have to pop a melatonin when I got home. I was driving my usual route, a scenic road during the day, majorly dark at night, lacking many light posts. There's the occasional little parking, little strips of stores or family-owned restaurants and shops. And just nothingness. By nothingness, I mean forest, obviously. I was passing one of the aforementioned parking lots, yellow. Under a light post was a woman standing out in the rain with her arm held out. She was waving me down. I slowed as I realized it was a slightly older woman. Mid-50s, maybe. This woman was really tall, 11 or 6 foot, very skinny. I lowered my window and yelled, "Do you need a ride?" She came over to the front door, chanting how much of a hero I am. I asked where she's headed. She said just up the road. She was slowly getting my car. I like to think of myself as a person. Random man. As I looked at her while talking, she was missing a few teeth. Very, very awful. I had to now wonder if she was homeless. She didn't smell or look like her. Rain soaked her and her clothes. Could have been masking any scents temporarily. Plus, her hair was so wet that what may have usually been scraggly, undone hair could now have been weighted down and straightened by the water. Either way, the woman was smiling the whole time and didn't seem like a threat. Pulled up to an intersection with a gas station on one corner. I pulled in next to a pump. Might as well fill up. I asked her if she wanted anything from inside. It was really doing my good deed for the week. She said no thanks, honey. So I went inside to pay the attendant for gas and some spiked seltzers since tomorrow was the weekend. When I got back to my car, it was gone. I looked around the gas station lot real quick, but it was tiny. She was gone. I felt slightly bad, like she was some lost, helpless woman. Part of me also felt slightly relieved. I filled up the tank with gas and was on my way home. When I got back to the house, she stayed inside my apartment, which was the first night of the 2 family house. The tenant upstairs and me slight sounds from outside of my bedroom, but I dismissed them as sounds from the upstairs tenant. Boy, do I wish I was more suspicious before falling asleep. I woke up in my dark bedroom, something that usually would never happen when I sleep like a baby through the night. I asked her if she wanted anything else. Really doing my good deed. She said no thanks. I decided to leave the detective for gas and some spiked seltzers since tomorrow was the weekend. I got back to my car. Gas station. She was gone. She must have ran off somewhere. Felt slightly bad. She was lost, helpless. Her clothes and felt slightly relieved. Filled up the tank of gas. I got back to my house. She came inside my apartment. Let myself in out of the rain. Set the seltzers down. With the melatonin, I was like sleeping. What happened to her? At certain points, I heard slight sounds from outside my bedroom, but I dismissed them as sounds from the upstairs bedroom. Which are more suspicious before falling asleep. I woke up in my dark bedroom. That usually would never happen. I usually sleep like a baby through the night. I sat up feeling drowsy, feeling really thirsty too. I reached over the table next to my bed for my water, and I saw and heard something across the room from me. I saw someone crouched in the corner of my bedroom behind a clothing dresser, legs open. I had to be hallucinating then. I shook my head violently and made weird noises. I even slapped myself in the face. Now, whoever was in the corner stood up and walked out of the room. I didn't scream. I didn't say a word. I sat in my bed and listened shut. The part that had me questioning my sanity for a minute after the figure was gone was that there wasn't a single sound. Footsteps inside the door closing. I grabbed my phone and called my dad. He picked up, confused why I was calling so late. I told him what I just saw. He said Trish probably just had a night terror. I stayed on the phone with him as I was continuing to become awake. I left my room and turned on the lights to the living room outside. It was a small space. There was no one in there. I looked around the entire space. No one was there. It started to 10 inches from the space. Still, I slept with everyone. Back there was gone. Walked into the back seat of the gas station. She either somehow unlocked the door to my apartment and sneaked into the house. My dad randomly asked me what to do. He said check and make sure no one was home. It was, but the police really wouldn't do it. I checked the house and didn't find anything impressive. I was my blanket. I skipped the gym that day. In fact, I stayed by the door. This happened a few months ago. I don't know why I decided to go with my friend Mike to my house party I was attending for our first year of high school. I wasn't even invited. Mike was able to host his drinks and I accepted the invitation. But I wouldn't be I made the choice to go with Mike. We arrived at the home late at night. I didn't want to leave my room. He explained that maybe I could lose it or someone I don't know would try to take it from me. First, I was confused. So we got out of the car. Went with Michael into the backyard where the party was taking place. Then from the backyard, saw people engaging in various activities such as smoking, drinking, possibly drugs, and so on. Michael let it go. I did so. Noticed the time on my watch indicated that it was either midnight or 1 in the morning. I knew it was time to leave, so I set out to find Michael. Despite my overwhelming need to relax, I scanned the yard for him. I was unable to locate him or see him. I asked my brother if they had seen Michael, but said they had not. I decided to call him to find out where he was. So I reached inside my pocket to feel for my phone. It wasn't there. I cursed myself. Okay. At first, I was confused. Simply nodded. We got out of the car months ago. I don't know why I agreed, but I decided to go with my friend Michael to a house party he was attending during our first year of high school. Though I wasn't even invited, Michael was able to pull some strings, and I accepted the invitation. Knowing that I wouldn't be able to drive, I made the choice to go with Michael. We arrived at the home late at night. Michael told me to leave my phone. He explained that maybe I could use it, or someone I don't know would try and take it from me while I'm not looking. First, I was confused. So I nodded and got out of the car. I went with Michael to the backyard where the party was taking place. I glanced around the backyard and saw people engaging in various activities such as smoking. Michael had encouraged me to go make and say hello. Way too much to drink because my vision was completely fine. Getting closer to the house, I leaned against the wall to support myself. I did so. Noticed the time on my watch indicated that it was midnight or 1 in the morning. So I set out to find Michael. Despite my overwhelming need to relax, I scanned the yard. I was able to locate him personally. I asked a few others if they'd seen Michael. They all said they had not. I decided to call him to find out where he was. I reached inside my pocket and felt for my phone. It wasn't there. I cursed myself in the back of my mind because I realized that I had left my phone in Michael's car. It disappeared with him. I realized that after a few hours, I realized I had way too much to drink because my vision was complete. He explained that maybe I could lose it or someone I don't know could try and take it from me while I'm not looking. This happened a few months ago, and I don't know why I agreed, but I decided to go with my friend Michael to a house party he was attending during our first year of high school. Though I wasn't even invited, Michael was able to pull some strings, and I accepted the invitation. Knowing that I wouldn't be able to drive, I made the choice to go with Michael. We arrived at the home late at night. Michael told me to leave my phone in the car. He explained that maybe I could lose it or someone I don't know would try to arrive at the home late at night. Michael told me to leave my phone for him. He explained that maybe I could lose it or someone I don't know would try and take it from me while I'm not looking. First, I was confused. So I nodded and got out of the car. I went with Michael into the home in the backyard where the party was taking place. I glanced around the backyard and saw people engaging in various activities such as smoking, drinking, possibly even doing drugs in small groups. Michael had encouraged me to go make and say hello to him. After a few hours, I realized I had way too much to drink and my vision was completely foggy. After getting closer to the house, I leaned against the wall to support myself. As I did so, I noticed the time on my watch indicated that it was either midnight or 1 in the morning. I knew it was time to leave, so I set out to find Michael. Despite my overwhelming need to relax, I scanned the yard for him, but I was unable to locate him or see him. I asked a few others if they'd seen Michael. They all said they had not. I decided to call him to find out where he was. So I reached inside my pocket to feel for my phone. It wasn't there. I cursed myself in the back of my mind because I realized that I had left my phone in Michael's car. It disappeared with him. I realized there was only one way to get home, which was walking, because I remembered my house wasn't too far from this house. The night was chilly because it was fall. I thought about just asking someone else to take me home. I didn't know anyone else that would help. So I stuck with my idea of walking home in the darkness by myself. When I got to the road and started stumbling down the street, I knew I had too many drinks because I I felt lightheaded and dizzy. A few minutes later, I made it to the main area of the street and kept walking. I started thinking about different things, like why did Michael decide to leave me alone at the party? Why I decided to listen to Michael's idiotic idea of leaving my phone in his car so I couldn't call him or anyone else. I started cursing myself for being so careless with my drinking and even getting drunk, knowing I shouldn't have done that. I stopped walking on the side of the road because I was getting tired. I crossed my arms over my chest tightly to keep myself warm. I remembered something I could do. It was hitchhiking. I then held out my arm and stuck out my thumb, hoping someone else could see me. I watched as a couple cars drove past me. They wouldn't stop. And as minutes ticked by, I started feeling uneasy, thinking I would have to start walking again. It was past 1 in the morning. There were a few cars driving past me. No one was stopping because they either didn't notice me or didn't care. I hesitated, thought about walking home again. I realized that my drunken state would be too daunting. I was still holding out my thumb, and the gray truck pulled in. I smiled and I stumbled toward the window rolled down. They're looking at me and Pierre asked me if I needed a ride. I told him yes. I told him where my house was. I started driving down the road and started to get and he went after me. However, I was disoriented. I turned the corner to my street away from the party and started feeling uneasy. For some reason, I was shaking and something strange about his neck. Suddenly, he drove past my house. I told him I had just driven past it. I felt like that something right out. But I couldn't. I was too drunk to move. I felt to tell the man to let me out before he got to the house. The man turned to me and noticed he had a 6-inch face. No, you shouldn't be drunk at a hedgehog because you make a very easy target, the man said, smirking darkly. The man reached over and started walking my leg. I didn't know what he was trying to do, but I knew it wasn't anything. According to the man, I both heard a loud siren call. Flashing red of his light button. Police, I jumped with joy inside. The man panicked and stopped, unlocking the doors, which allowed me to jump out of the car. I ran as fast as I could. I saw this creature told the entire story about what happened. The full story is nothing to say that the police officer told me that he was looking for someone with a gray truck who had apparently stolen something from the store. I'm not sure if it was